Hey guys, welcome to a vlog. I'm super excited right now because in less than 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna be flying out to San Francisco to see my brother. My brother Will is an animation major. He's actually gonna be graduating in just a few weeks from California College of the Arts. And for the entire past semester, he and 3 of his friends have been working on this incredible 3D animated movie. It's a short film, it's about 6 minutes long. They've been working on this super hard, and they actually asked me to do the soundtrack for it. So I helped write the soundtrack, and I also had a collaborator who I'll talk about a little bit more later. So the film is going to be premiering on May 7th at the Roxy Theater in San Francisco. I'm super excited, and I'm definitely going to be vlogging it. The first thing I was kind of thinking to myself is like, what am I going to wear? And the first idea that came to my head was to actually dress up as the main character of their film, who's a young woman called Azel. And in the movie, her outfit is like super utilitarian. It's like practical and pretty basic, but it also has like this really cool, like badass vibe to it. So I kind of want to draw inspiration from that and maybe not do like literally that, but as close to it as possible. I was thinking I could like go to the mall or like just shop on Amazon for the clothes, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see how much money I can save, so I'm gonna try going to Savers and find as many pieces as I can there. Let's go to Savers and see what we can find. Okay, we are here. When I walk in, one of the first things I see is this fanny pack, which obviously I have to have because it matches her. I found the basics for the outfit in less than 20 minutes and tried on the pants over my leggings. Guys, I'm shook. I just found Azel's entire outfit for like 20 bucks. $3.49 for the fanny pack, $6.49 for the tank, and $9.49 for these super cool black pants that I can honestly wear for so many more occasions than just this event. Let's go. Hey guys, update time. It's the day before the trip. I leave tomorrow morning, very bright and early, and I'm super excited. The one thing that kind of sucks is that for the past day or so, my mental health has really not been the best. The closest thing I can compare it to is like when you come down with a cold like the day before something that you were really looking forward to. So this is kind of like that, but with my brain. But I'm focusing on the positive, which is that I'm about to go on this awesome trip that I've been looking forward to so much, and we're gonna have a great time. I just picked up kava for me and my bestie. We're gonna have dinner together. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and yesterday after work, I got these nails. I don't know how well they show up because the front camera is kind of bad, but they have like black tips and like a little white line under them. I sat in that chair for 2 hours while the nail tech like meticulously drew these perfect like white lines. Like she kept going back and like fixing the tiniest details, and I was just like so appreciative because as someone who's detail oriented myself, I was like, this is great. Anyway, yeah, so I'll check in with you guys later. Bye. Okay, I've officially got everything laid out for tomorrow morning. I got the outfit. I even have the pink star clip that Azel wears. And this green jacket isn't part of her look, but it's probably going to be a little bit chilly in the morning, so I'm going to wear that. I got this black backpack today. It'll be perfect for like the one-day trip. And I'll be able to walk through the city with that on my back without feeling uncomfortable. Hey guys. I just realized that if I start every clip with hey guys, this is gonna be like a really repetitive vlog. Anyways, I have to wake up at 4 or 4:15, so I'm in bed right now, even though it's only 9:30, and hopefully I'll be able to fall asleep within like the next hour. So good night. Good morning. It's 4:08. I just heard the first bird chirp of the day, so I think it's my sign to wake up. I finally slept around 11, so I didn't get quite as much sleep as I wanted, but it's okay. Adrenaline will get me up. This is the look so far, and I'll do the complete transformation once I actually get to San Francisco, because the event is in like 14 hours still, so. I'm having my classic eggs with soy sauce, then hopping in the Lyft to the airport. Not gonna get through this day without Starbucks. The airport is empty, so I got through security with 2 hours to spare, and miraculously there are 2 empty seats next to me on the plane. So I'm spending the flight alternating between sprawling out and resting on the seats next to me and doing work on my laptop. The scenery over Utah, Nevada, and California is so pretty. I've now landed in San Francisco, woo! And I'm starving, so I'm getting a Whopper at Burger King. Now getting in a Lyft that's taking me along the beautiful coastline to a matcha place called Plenty that Will recommended. I'm ordering the matcha Plenty, which is basically a matcha latte with Oreo crumbles on top, and it's seriously so good. It even came in a glass bottle. I officially have this weird 2-hour window before Will gets out of class for the day. I had planned to walk around the city while waiting for him, but I'm so tired. I think I'm just gonna walk over to the CCA campus, which is only 15 minutes away. Luckily, the weather outside is amazing, so waiting outside his building will be the perfect chance to relax. I just met up with my brother Will. I'm so excited to see him. He just brought me up to his dorm and he's finishing class right now, so I have like an hour of just like chilling here by myself, which honestly I don't mind at all because I'm kind of tired and I need to freshen up and like do some makeup and stuff. So yeah, it's just great to be here. I'm so excited. All right, fit check. I have to kind of bend down because the mirror is low, but we got everything good to go. I probably should have worn more comfortable shoes to be like out and about in the city, but it is what it is. And yeah, I like the way it came together. So we'll finish class and the first thing that we had to do was get me shoes because walking around in these, like, they're fun and all, but it was getting really uncomfy. So we walked like 15 minutes to, what was it called again? Oh yeah, Ross, Dress for Less. I don't know if the store is actually called Ross Dressed for Less or just Ross, but we went there and we found the only shoes that I ever wear, which are Skechers. These are so comfy. They're not quite as like fun as the other ones, but I like that they have gold and I'll be able to walk for miles, so that's the important thing. The next stage in the day is that Will and I are gonna meet up with all his animation friends, aka the ones who made the awesome movie that we're gonna see tonight. We're just gonna like chill for a while at one of their dorms, and then we're gonna head over to the showcase and see the films because all of the seniors are gonna be showing their films, like whether it's 2D or 3D or even some stop motion apparently, so that's gonna be really fun. We just had a really fun pre-show hangout with everyone, and now we're pulling up to the Roxy Theater. This is absolutely the proudest big sister moment I've ever had in my life. To put this in perspective, Will and his team have been working 16 to sometimes 20-hour days for months to create this film. They really all poured their entire hearts and souls into this, and it's about to premiere. This is the movie description and the program notes. Burnout. In a class-divided dystopia, a young mechanic must navigate between her dreams of grandeur and a terminal illness by entering a deadly racing competition. Oh yeah, and before it officially starts, we get to see a sneak peek of their character design and concept art. Alrighty, it's the big moment. Here we go. Yeah!
From the legend that her father was. I mean, he passed down the greatest piece of machinery to ever bless this raceway, and she destroyed it.
Shut up! Deal.
Okay, it is only like 10:15 p.m., but I've been up for 21 hours straight now, which is not a usual occurrence for me. So I am just probably gonna go to bed. My head is like a complete blur, but the animation showcase, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, I'm just so proud of Will and his friends, and honestly, like all the seniors, even though I didn't even know any of them personally, just getting to see their work was just like astounding. Like, it made me emotional, like to just even try to fathom how much hard work went into all of that, especially like at the beginning when one of the faculty was giving like a pre-show speech and was like, oh yeah, for each second of animation is 12 frames. And Will turned to me and was like, oh yeah, like for ours it was 24. So 24 frames for 1 second. And like to even make one frame, like I don't even know how long that takes, but it's like basically so much ridiculously harder than you would ever dream. I can't string together coherent thoughts right now, but it was just like, it was mind-blowing. So after the showcase, Will and the crew and I went to Panchitas and got really good Mexican food and just brought it back and ate it here. I can show you. We literally just ate it right here on his dorm room floor, like in a circle, just like chatting and having a good time. And yeah, actually, so Will's girlfriend has like a bigger dorm room. It's one of those dorm rooms that has like multiple rooms within it. And so she and him and everyone else went there for the night. They were gonna have an after party and I really wanted to go, but I just did not have the energy. And Will just let me have like his dorm room. So I literally just get to like have this entire room to myself for the night. So that is super nice and cool. Honestly, like, I'm so tired. I don't even think I have the energy to take off my makeup. I've never not taken off my makeup before, but I'm peacing out. So good night. Wow, look at that slept in makeup. That's crazy. Good morning. I am happy to say that I managed to sleep for 6 hours. Today, I'm gonna be heading home, but luckily my flight isn't till 1:30. So Will and his girlfriend and I are gonna have breakfast slash brunch and walk around and just enjoy the city a bit before I have to go. Just took a shower. I feel so much better now. I discovered I like to wear mascara, but the problem is that I don't really know how to wear it best because first I curled my lashes and then I applied it, but then like by the time a couple hours have gone by and like my lashes have uncurled, they will just droop down, which I think is because the mascara is too heavy. Because if I just curl them and don't put mascara on, then they stay curled all throughout the day. But if I do put mascara on, then they'll get droopy. So I don't know if there's a solution for that. This is today's outfit of the day. It's pretty much the same as yesterday's because I didn't want to pack too many clothes. So same pants, different tank top, but the same style. And of course, my poofy post-shower bun. Yo, I just realized, what's that? I just realized that I didn't film any of my actual return trip home, but it's okay, because just imagine me going there, but the opposite. It's 1 a.m. now, and I'm getting ready for bed, so it was a successful trip. So you guys, I have to show you my little brother talking about some of the process behind the 3D animated film that he and his friends just made. Unfortunately, it is going to be like another year until it's available for the public to view because they're currently in the process of submitting it to festivals, and festivals have really strict privacy requirements for the films that are being submitted. But he did say I could show some of the behind the scenes, and you guys, this is like the coolest stuff ever.
So like I record a reference video of myself and then I use that to kind of just block out the basic poses. This is like the 2D design of the character, and then I use that to make a 3D model of the character. This is kind of the process of texturing it. This is just for the skin. So it's just like a lot of adding undertones, adding breakup to those undertones, and then adding more and more and more. A lot of it I paint in by hand because if it's all procedural, it doesn't really look alive. This is the vehicle concept, and that's the model I made based off that. So I modeled everything, and then I textured everything, and then I gave it to one of our friends in illustration, and he drew over all the still frames in Photoshop with graffiti. Wow. That's the black market. Here's the locker room concepts. This is like kind of my sculpting process. Kind of use that body as like a base to model all the clothes off of. And this kind of gets into like the topology. When you're sculpting, it's like millions and millions of polygons. So you take that and then you manually draw over it to reduce it into something more usable. You have to be kind of cognizant of the patterns you're following. It's called face flow, so that it deforms correctly. That's her healthy, and that's her sick. This is the rig. Louis takes the model I make, and then he adds controls to it, and then he paints the influence that those controls have over different body parts. That's the rig for the car. When you translate it in space, the wheels rotate automatically. Locker room, lighting tests. These are just various props that I made, different furniture props and things like that.
Okay, it's really hot in here. I'm sorry if I get like sweaty. I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the very beginning of this video, I said I was going to talk about my process of writing the music for the film. So the music was a collaboration between myself and a wonderful guy called Ron Artinian from Ravel Virtual Studios in New York. I think I've mentioned him on here before, actually. But basically what he does is he takes the music that a composer like myself writes, and he produces it virtually to sound like actual instruments are playing it. Because if you think about it, I write something like these notes here on the page, and I can hear in my head what it sounds like, but obviously no one else can hear it unless someone actually performs it. And most people, unless they're very well connected, don't just have a full orchestra or whatever instruments they need right at their fingertips. So Ron has been bringing my music to life ever since I was 10 and wrote my first symphony, and I trust him fully with my vision and all the music that I write, unless it's solo piano and I can just play it myself. So when Will and his friends first asked me to write the music for their movie, I was like, bet this will be the perfect collaboration for me and Ron. So I actually reached out to him before I even wrote any of the music. I was still just in the brainstorming phase of mapping out what I wanted to happen musically throughout the movie. So I emailed him to see if he would be able to help me, and to my great enthusiasm, he was available. From there, I basically started writing. Will and his friends had some general ideas for the soundscapes they wanted me to create, like, oh, this part should be intense drums. This part should be ambient and mysterious. This part should be strong and determined. And they were really incredible and gave me complete creative freedom to interpret those directions however I wanted. I truly cannot overstate how much it means to be entrusted with something like this, to bring a character's inner world and story and emotions to life as faithfully as I possibly can. Even in the very beginning stages as I was working on it, right? Like, this was still the point where the animation was nowhere near done. And so all I had to go off of was a basic Leica reel of the film, where a lot of it was still sketches and 2D renders and black and white. But the story from the outset was so crystal clear. Without giving away too much, this is a story about a girl who sacrifices her health for a greater goal that she can't even be certain whether it will be worth it in the end. And when you watch the movie, you can't help but viscerally experience what she must be feeling as her health deteriorates, draining her of everything but her mental determination and her emotional drive to see her through to her goal. And that emotional weight just hit me in the chest and made me feel like, damn, I have to do her justice here with the music. So I wrote the music one section at a time, not in chronological order actually, but just based on what I got inspiration for first. 2 ambient sections, 2 drum sections, a very brief piano section, and a synth-based middle section. I immediately knew the feelings I wanted to convey, and then it was a matter of just sitting at the piano and playing around with harmonies and voice leading. For me, harmony has always been extremely intuitive. Like, give me any emotional landscape and I'll be able to convey it with harmonies pretty much immediately. So for me, the main challenge wasn't writing the notes themselves, but ensuring that the pacing was right, not too fast, not too slow, and that the chords weren't changing just for the sake of changing, but based on shifts in the character's inner heart or what was literally happening on the screen. Like, a really obvious example would be this bass drop where she starts working on the car. Deal. Or slightly more subtly, this part where this aching turmoil is building up inside of her as she listens to the radio host dissect her failed car race at the beginning, until it just becomes too much for her to bear and she throws the radio to the other side of the room.
She was about to win. Second place? We can't discredit that. But it could have been first. She had to win, but she fucked it up like she always does. How could this absolute failure come from the legend that her father was? I mean, he passed out the greatest piece of machinery to ever bless this raceway. And she destroyed it.
Shut up! It becomes a matter of not only how do I sync the music with the important events, but also how do I honor this character's deepest vulnerability in a way that isn't cliche, isn't too literal, but is just purely vividly human. What I ended up sending Ron were these scores divided up by section, and the timestamps correspond to the timestamps in the movie that those notes need to line up with. They might be slightly different now because the final movie has a little bit different timings than the initial version I was given, but you still get the idea. And then for parts like the middle sequence where I needed spot on alignment frame for frame, I jotted down little descriptions of exactly what was happening on screen in those moments so Ron could line them up perfectly. What Ron returned to me was nothing short of incredible. Just so you guys understand this, like I gave him general descriptions of what I wanted the instrumentation to be. Things like we were hoping for a synthy mechanical sound here, or could we have strings with a slightly gritty white noise tone quality as opposed to a mellifluous one? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to continue this inside because my phone overheated in the car. But what I was saying was that despite my vague musical descriptions of instrumentation, Ron's production creativity is what actually took those descriptions and transformed them into something riveting. As you can see, there are like 80 emails in this chain between us interacting about the soundtrack, and whenever he would send a section, I would send revision suggestions, but even though it looks like a lot of revisions at first glance, it was really hardly anything in the grand scheme of things. He did such a fantastic job. I kept Will and the team updated throughout every step to make sure they liked everything too, and if they had any tweaks, I implemented those right away, but for the most part, they were very easygoing about it, which was awesome. So yeah, in a nutshell, that was the process of creating the film score. Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much, Will, Karina, Louie, and Batu for trusting me with this, and hope you enjoyed the video.